Here we go. Scoot over. I know. What do you say?
Hi guys.
Guys, this is my good friend and actually one of my good friends from college. Him and I went to the college together at the College of New Jersey, and now he went out to Penn State where he actually teaches some of the undergrad classes, and he's getting what's called a doctorate degree out there, so he could be a big-time professor, a big-time professor out there at Penn State. This is Mr. Rooks. You guys want to wave to him?
Yeah.
You got me?
Frozen? Yeah. Are you frozen?
I'm here.
All right, good.
All right.
All right, we got you now.
So what questions do we have?
Okay, Trevor, go ahead.
Okay. What is your school mascot and colors?
What is your school mascot and colors?
Sure. Well, our colors are blue and white, although originally, back in the 1930s, they were pink and black.
Wow, pink and black.
Yeah. But right now we're blue and white, and our mascot is a lion. It's actually called a Nittany lion, which is kind of like a mountain lion.
Cool.
And Nittany is the local mountain. So Mount Nittany is the local mountain near Penn State.
Wait, I didn't.
No, you got to do all three.
How did that become your mascot?
How did that become your mascot?
That's a good question. So I think it was voted by the students, and the name Nittany is just like I was saying. It was the foot of Mount Nittany, but the Nittany, even more history is the fact that Nittany was an Indian princess in this area.
That's pretty interesting. I didn't know that one.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
How many students attend your College of English?
How many students attend Penn State? Now, I know there's lots of different campuses, right?
Yeah. There are 18 campuses in Pennsylvania. Right at this campus, which is the biggest campus, there are just under 40,000 undergraduates.
Wow, that's a lot of people. We actually just got off the interview with the University of Georgia, and they said they had about 32,000 people, so just under 40,000. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, just a little bit bigger than Georgia.
Wow, that's pretty interesting.
And we have around 7,000 graduate students.
Cool. And now that's what you're considered, right, Mr. Rook?
Yeah.
Excellent. Go ahead.
How many students start college at your school each year?
How many people start at your school each year, like as a freshman?
Yeah, I'd say about 9,000 students.
Wow. Could you imagine starting school with 9,000 students? There's only
And
100. There's only
around. Yeah.
There's only about 107 kids in our second grade class, so that's a lot more than that. 9,000 in your class.
What?
That's right.
Go ahead. What's the next one?
How big is your classroom?
Now, your class sizes, with 33,000 students, they have to be really big classrooms, right? You got to have a lot of students in each class.
Yeah, we have freshman and sophomore year, your first 2 years, you might have a class with as many as 500 students.
Wow.
But when you get into your last 2 years of college, junior and senior year, they're much smaller, an average of about 30 to 40 students.
That's not very big. 30 to 40 students is only about double what your class is right now. It's not very big at all. Go ahead, ask your last one.
What types of sports are often
Offered.
offered at your school?
What type of sports are offered at your school?
We have everything you can think of. You think of it, we have it.
Either what?
Even tetherball?
Do you have tetherball? That's a great question.
Oh, that's a good question. Oh, well, you know what? If we don't have it, you come here. You could start a club.
Oh, cool. So if they don't have it
But,
already, if you go there, you could start your own
uh,
tetherball
uh,
club.
all of the
Awesome.
big sports: football, baseball, basketball, volleyball.
Does anybody?
Yeah, I was just playing. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just playing another sport called Coob. Have you ever played Coob?
Coop.
It's Viking chess.
Viking chess. Interesting.
That's a weird thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good question. How do you start your own club?
What was it?
How do you start your own club?
Well, we have a student center, right? We have a student center here, and I believe it's just you fill out a piece of paper and just I guess put in an application and get a few friends together, and you're in.
Oh, so if you have enough people, if you can get some friends together and want to play a club or start a club on something, you could submit the application and play. That's awesome. Cool.
What about computer?
Oh, do you have a computer club?
Yeah, we definitely have computer clubs.
Cool. Nice. Go ahead, Connor.
What is your college best known for?
What is your college best known for?
I would say the football program. I don't know if the video is still there.
You're a little choppy, but go ahead.
Yeah, definitely the football program. And
You can hear us.
we also have a lot of famous people. I know that's a later question,
Right.
so I can hold off on that one. But the football program is probably what it's most known for. That's when we became really famous, is when Joe Paterno took over in the 60s as head coach. And we got 2 national championships in the 1980s.
Yeah, I would say when I first heard about Penn State, it was because of their football team. But I think it's become quite the popular school now for academics as well. Go ahead.
Why do most people choose to attend your school?
Why do most people choose to attend Penn State?
You get a mixture. For me personally, it was because it had a good academic program. And then others come to the school because they want a really rich sports history. So Mr. Herbert and I both can tell you that at our undergrad, the sports scene was not nearly as intense or as big as Penn State.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people come to Penn State because they want to go to a really big sporting event. So, for instance,
yeah, go ahead.
Our football games get 110,000 people to attend.
110,000 people. It's huge. It's bigger than a professional football stadium.
Bigger than the Jets or Giants.
Yep, bigger stadium than Jets. Now, I have to tell you, and I know you've been there, my good friend Connor right here is a big Notre Dame fan. And
Yes.
he has told me up and down that there's no way he's going anywhere else than Notre Dame. Now, you've been to both stadiums, correct?
Yeah.
Now, which one do you
I have.
think has the better atmosphere, Penn State and Notre Dame?
That's a hard question because they're really 2 different types of stadiums
Okay.
and atmospheres. On the one hand, Penn State has like big screens where you can watch all the replays and everything like that, but Notre Dame has a lot of cool fight songs. So I'm with you, Connor, that Notre Dame has some really cool songs and a good atmosphere. But Penn State has some good fight songs too. We have a couple songs that are featured on. If any of you guys play the NCAA football video games, there are a few fight songs from Penn State that are on there. So we also have some good traditions and songs as well.
I have to tell you, Mr. Rook, I was lucky enough. Mr. Rook was lucky enough to take me and Mr. Mika to a football game when he invited us out to go to one of the games. And of all the different sporting events I've ever gone to, I have to say that was the best one I've ever been to in my entire life. Better than the World Series, better than a professional football game. It was absolutely the best sporting event I've ever gone to.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing because Penn State has, I'd say, about 20 to 30 more thousands more people go to the games than Notre Dame. But I mean, you can't really compare the two schools. I could understand if he likes Notre Dame.
Go ahead, Matthias.
What types of things are there to do at your college?
What type of things are there to do at your
Sure,
college? I
good-
know you
good
said
question.
stuff about the different clubs. So what kind of stuff is there? Maybe we don't
Yeah.
play sports. What kind of things can we do there?
Well, the nice thing about a big university is the fact that you get really big singers, artists, plays to come and visit your school. So, for instance, if any of you are country singer fans, Carrie Underwood is coming in a few weeks. I know I've gone to a concert for Jay-Z. He came here a couple years ago.
Cool.
Effervescence came here. And in terms of other activities, I mean, if sports is your thing, Penn State is a good place to go because you have a lot of different club sports where you don't have to be really good at the sport, and you can go play.
And you play against other people from your school, right?
From the school, so it's an intramural. That's what that's called.
Cool.
And you play from other people in your university.
Now, do you have dodgeball?
Yeah, there's a dodgeball intramural group.
Nice.
So you
Do you have
you can go try to hit other people out of the game. So that's a lot of fun.
Do you have any
Rivals.
rivals?
Do you have any rival schools at Penn State?
I would say
Isaac.
in the older days we had big rivals with Syracuse, and but today it's just Michigan, Ohio State. But the interesting thing about those rivals is they view each other more as rivals. So like Ohio State and Michigan are pretty cutthroat, which means that they really don't like each other. And Penn State is kind of on the outside, where we don't like Michigan or Ohio State, but it's not nearly as deadly a rival as those two schools are with each other.
Okay, yeah, I know that Ohio State was a big rival back when they had the quarterback that was supposed to come to Penn State, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. And I mean the way it works is any school in the Big Ten, we don't really like them very much. So we have some good atmosphere at the football games or even the volleyball games or any of the games, and the fact that we're rooting for Penn State.
Well, we've got some interviews with Michigan State and with the University of Iowa, so some Big Ten rivals of yours.
Well, before last year, Michigan State was a pretty big rival too, but we no longer play them every year in football. Our newest rival is Nebraska,
Yeah, the
which
Cornhuskers.
we'll see if that becomes a rival. So far, it hasn't been too much of a rival, but I'm sure it will pick up with the next couple of years.
Cool.
Does your college have any traditions?
Does your college have any traditions?
Yeah. Before the football games, everyone tailgates. And if you're unfamiliar with the term tailgate, it means everyone goes and barbecues like crazy outside of the stadium. So people will show up at 5, 6 a.m. in the morning on game day, and they'll just barbecue until the game, and then they'll barbecue after the game. And so tailgating is really big.
Now, when I was there, the band and the football team also lead the team into the stadium, correct?
Yeah, and that's still a pretty big tradition, is that they show up in blue school buses, and they show up and everyone forms a line, all the fans, and they run by and everyone cheers for them.
Excellent.
And we also have some other traditions, like there's a sculpture of the lion, the Nittany lion, on campus, which is actually pretty close to where I am right now on Penn State's campus. And after graduation, everyone goes and takes a picture with the Nittany lion.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know the University of Georgia told us there was a certain arch that once you walk through it as a freshman, you can never walk through it again, or else they think that you won't graduate from the school.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of similar, where you take a picture with the Nittany lion after you've graduated. Justin, go ahead and ask yours.
What is the cost of your school?
What's the cost for your school, especially for out-of-state students?
Yeah, I was looking at that. It looks like it's $28,000 for tuition, which you combine with about $7,000 for housing, and it looks like it would be about $35,000.
Now, do you guys offer scholarships for
Yeah.
students?
Yeah, and also you could probably get a money from what is it? The FERPA. What is that program?
FAFSA, right?
Yeah. So you can get a scholarship to come here and and definitely get some money to come here.
Excellent.
And
The last one on your page.
What are the requirements?
What are the requirements to get in now for Penn State? It's a pretty competitive school, right?
yeah, I'm not sure if I know that. I don't want to give you guys information that is wrong. So let's look to see what it says real quick. So the requirements. Let's see. That's not what I'm looking at. Academics, apply. Admission statistics. Let's see what it says. The average GPA, or let's do SAT.
Yeah.
SAT is between a 1750 and a 1990,
So which is the new one, right? That one we didn't
which
have
seems,
to take.
which seems pretty high, but what you probably don't know about
I
Penn
just-
State, which is something that I can tell you, is that you only need, the average SAT for other campuses is a 1470. So if you get into any campus at Penn State, so let's say you want to stay close to home and you go to Penn State Reading, which is right outside of Reading, Pennsylvania, which is pretty close to where you guys live.
Right.
You go there for 2 years, you're automatically guaranteed a spot at the main campus for
that's
your
good to know.
last 2 years.
Oh, that's cool.
What's a campus?
So you can transfer any satellite campus you go to, which is any of the smaller campuses, you automatically are accepted as a junior for main campus.
Excellent. Ariana? How big is the campus? The College Park campus?
Yeah, I used to live on the west side, all the way on the other side of campus, and if I was to walk to the stadium, which was on the very far east of the stadium, it would be about half-hour walk.
Wow.
So you can think half-hour walk, it's probably about 5-6 miles across.
So it's
And-
almost double the size of Keensburg. So if you
And-
walked all the way from the beach to the highway, that's only halfway across Penn State's campus. That's
But
how
the
big
nice
it is.
thing is
Oh my god.
that there are buses, so you can get around campus very easily with the campus buttles. Buttles. I was combining bus and shuttle. Campus buses / shuttles.
Now that was your next question, right, Ariana? Is how do people get around the campus? So they do have a shuttle service?
Yeah, which is not bad at all.
I heard it was very confusing. Different lines.
Yeah,
I saw a video on that once.
yeah, a good video.
Yeah, very good, very good.
But no, there are buses that go across campus that are
Isaac.
free. But if you live off campus, then I think it's $1.50 one way.
Cool. What's the last one on there? What are the top academic majors for your school?
I'd say business is pretty big. Any business school major. I like College of Education students. That's where I am.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in becoming a teacher or working in some type of capacity, maybe being a technology teacher like Mr. Herbert,
Yeah.
or
Come take my job.
becoming
I'll gladly
a
give it
school
up to you.
principal, those are pretty big. And then we also are really big with the sciences, so like chemistry, physics, biology. Those are pretty big here.
Now, do you have a medical school?
We do have a med school, and we also, believe it or not, we have an agriculture school. So if you are interested in becoming a farmer, Penn State is pretty big if you want to become a farmer.
Cool. Now, how about that? Do you have any famous alumni from Penn State?
Yeah, I was compiling the list. So here we go. We got Jigme Thinley, who is the Prime Minister and the head of the government of Bhutan.
Oh,
So a small country. We have the Prime Minister came here.
Okay.
We have the NASA is closed now, but before they closed, the flight director, Heather Rarick, was a past graduate. So the flight director of the NASA Mission Control.
Cool.
We have the president and CEO of Nike, Mark Parker.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I thought he was an Oregon guy.
Well, I mean, he might have gone to grad school in Oregon.
Right.
But he was, I believe he was undergrad here.
Cool.
And then also the past president of Dell, which you might have some Dell computers in Keensburg. So that was Paul Dell. And then we have, I'm sure this is not a program that any of you watch, but the Modern Family Dad, his name is Ty Burrell. So ABC comedy, he came here to Penn State. And then we also have, if any of you know Jennifer Aniston, who was the past wife of
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt, her dad, John Aniston, went to Penn State.
Cool.
And we also have one of the recent candidates that was just in the race until he left, which was, what's his name? A Republican candidate. I can't even think of his name now. Santorum.
Oh, Rick Santorum.
Rick Santorum was also a past graduate. So I was rooting for him until he left the race for president.
Have to root for those alumni.
And then how can you miss Joe Paterno?
That's right. One of the most, the winningest coach in college football history. So the last question we have for you is, what do you like most about being on Penn State's campus?
I mean, the atmosphere is pretty cool. If you like, it's like a small town feel, but you have such a big university that it's a nice sized campus. So if you're looking for a campus that kind of feels like a campus, it's not a city campus. It's just like a small town, but a rather big, large campus. So I really like the campus feel. And then also, one of the things that I probably talked about most during this interview was the sports. And so if you're a big sports fan, Penn State is a good place to go. But, I mean, any university you're going to go to, you're going to have a good academic program. So, I mean, that would be something too. But definitely, if you're looking for a campus that's not a city campus, is kind of a small town feel, and if you want to go to a lot of sporting events, that's what I would say.
Awesome. Well, what do we say to Mr. Rook for taking the time to talk to us?
Thank you.
And what do we have to say? Let's go PSU?
We are.
Oh, yeah. So Mr. Rook's going to say we are, and we have to yell Penn State. You ready? Go ahead.
We are.
Penn State.
All right. Thanks, Mr. Rook.
You're welcome.
Take care.
Day.
Can I take Isaac?
Yep.